Hey, this is Mateo from the San Diego Guitar Gym, and today we're going to talk about the triad shapes. Alright, this is a very simple music theory concept that unfortunately does require some memorization, but it's very applicable to your guitar playing. I'm going to show you how that's going to work. Alright, now obviously there's a very easy way to figure out the triad shapes, which I've written right here, and there's a complicated way, which I'm going to share with you later, because first we're going to do the easy stuff, then we're going to do the hard stuff. Alright. Now if you look up here, these are all the chords in A minor, the key of A minor, which is the thing that we usually work with together, right? We've got the A minor chord, the B diminished, the C major, the D minor, E minor, F, and G. These should be very, very familiar chords to you by now, but what we have to do now is memorize the three letters that are associated with the chord. If you want to be able to figure out the different chords and understand music theory on a deeper level, you do have to memorize the letters of these chords, and basically just these chords only, okay? You don't have to memorize anything else. It's just these, because once you have these chords, you can easily figure out all the triad shapes for all the other chords with only these letters. Alright, it's very simple. So, what we're going to need to do is basically just memorize, right? That's the only thing you can do. But with this first chord, I'm going to show you how we figure out what these three letters are. For every single chord, you start on the letter, okay? So you're going to start on the letter A, alright? And then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got the 1, the 3, and the 5. Now, we've talked about this probably before, but 1, 3, 5. If you think about it, A, B, C, D, E. 1, 3, 5. You start on the letter here on the B, you go B, C, D, E, F. So you're just skipping over one letter. C, D, E, F, G. Easy, right? It's very simple. D, E, F, G, A. Alright. You know, so E, F, G, A, B, F, G, A, B, C. It's super simple. But in order for you to really get this down, you have to actually memorize these triads. You can't just, you know, expect to derive the formula every time you're trying to think of the chord. You know, you're thinking, you know, what's the E chord? Well, E, F, G, A, B, and then you gotta put the sharp there. Nah, it's not really gonna work. You have to have these letters down pat. Alright, and again, the only real way that you can do this is to just memorize it. But there's only 7, okay? There's only 7 combinations. That's it. So 7 combinations, I mean, that almost fits on one hand, okay? You can memorize your phone number, you can memorize the 7 triads. You got 7 digits to your phone number, you got 7 triads. It's the same thing, okay? So all you have to do now is memorize this stuff. So BDF, you know, GBD, FAC, you just have to have it down, alright? Now once that happens, you're going to be able to figure out the next, you know, whatever chord you want to. For example, you know, instead of E minor, you could figure out E diminished. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in a different session, okay? Today, all we want to do is master the basics. Later, I'm going to show you how to do the more advanced stuff. It's actually really easy once you have this down, but it's really complicated if you don't have this down. So, yeah. Now the next thing we also want to be able to do is play this stuff on our guitar, okay? We want to make it sound really cool so we can actually use this in music, because honestly this is probably one of the only music theory things that I've like literally memorized, just because it's so useful. There's so much music theory stuff out there that I know, but I don't have it like memorized. I have to sort of think about it for a second, but because I have these triads down, it's super easy for me to actually figure out what's going on in the other music theory stuff. Okay, this is really the only thing that I have memorized in terms of, like, you know, scales, and because these are arpeggios. These are the consonant notes. If you ever hit these notes while you're soloing, it's going to sound really, really good. So that's why these notes have been memorized, because these are the notes that sound good. Every other note you don't have to really know, because it doesn't really sound really good. Now, for this part here, this part 2, what you're going to want to be able to do is figure out how to play this stuff on your guitar, right? And it's really easy if you have all the letter patterns mastered by now. Alright? So if you have the A pattern mastered, I'm going to see if you can see this on my guitar. Here's the A pattern off the 5th fret. 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. 2 strings, right? Well, you should have probably already know the A letter pattern. And all you need to do now is count 1, 3, and 5. All right, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see just a little bit better here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all we need to do, because we have 6 notes in the pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip the 2. We're going to skip the 4. So we go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 1, 5. Now it makes this little triangle. Probably had you do this before, but it makes this little triangle. Alright, and so that's the A letter pattern. It's the triads for A, C, and E. Alright, now this is going to repeat for all the different triads. Alright, so you're going to go to the B pattern now. B, D, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to see, but we're going to head to C, which over here. Alright, now obviously it sounds different for each one, right? This one's going to be the major version, this one's the diminished version, this one's the C version. So you got 3 basic triad shapes within all these letter patterns that you should already know. You're just going to go, you're going to start, maybe you start at the F because that's the lowest one, right? So you start at F, go to G, to A, to B, C, and that's all you're going to do, okay? You're going to play the 1, the 3, and the 5 of each letter pattern, okay? So it's not very hard. It's super easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 notes in each letter pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to play the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th. And the next one is just G. You got A, B, C, D, E, and F. Then you're going to go to the next string. You're going to play maybe off the next pattern down here, which is the E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Maybe you go to the next one down here, the last 2 strings. F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Alright, so it's really simple to do this, but you just have to practice. You have to memorize the letters, and then you have to go to the letter patterns on your guitar. Alright, you go to the F letter pattern and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, it's super simple. So hopefully you got this down. There's a little bit of tab, down below as well. So hopefully, you get this. And it's really simple. Now the next music theory lesson is going to be basically building off of this. So you're going to have this down before you can get the next music theory lesson. Alright, so enjoy. This was pretty cool. And how do you use this really? It's going to be the good notes. If you ever hear the F chord, you can play FAC. You can play the triad. If you're in the key of F Lydian, or the key of A minor, everyone knows about that, right? All those notes are going to sound really, really good over A minor. So these are the good notes. All the other notes are quote-unquote bad. So you learn the good notes, and that way you can really master how to play music well. Alright, I'll see you around.